evening.
Welcome, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining me, I invite you to sit back, relax, and listen to this interview. And of course, if you'd like to call us, you can call us on 914 600 4228. 914 600 4228. AJ, let's start with this impressive resume of yours because I went through it with a fine tooth comb. I'm like, can you imagine the whole time we have been seeing this man performing such great talent, and yet somehow we didn't know this much. I think most of us are aware to some extent, but not all of us. And it was truly, truly impressive to read. You know what I mean? Because you began singing ballads and reggae at your alma mater, Cornwall College. And,
Yes.
I want you to share with us what were those years like for you.
Well, they were impressionable years. There were years when it was just boys coming together and deciding to put a band together just for fun. And we ended up playing for the school community, pretty much. There's different schools in the city of Montego Bay. Mobay High, Mount Alvernia, Northwestern, Herbert Martin, our own Cornwall College, and So whenever there was a school event, or they would usually call on us, and we would oblige just because we love to play.
Now, something remarkable happened in 1980 because I was reading and I'm like, I need him to talk a little bit about what happened in 1980 because a whole new world, was opened up to you. And I want you to share some of these events and how it changed your life.
Well, the 80s was like a coming out year for me. First of all, I had won a competition. It was there was a company called Curting Electronics from Germany. Had a competition in Montego Bay. I entered and I won, and part of the winning was to tour Germany, and that was how I got my first break to travel and perform. After that, it was all about different performances, in and around Jamaica, and companies and organizations that were having their meetings or events in Jamaica. They possibly look out for me as an entertainer who is local, and I would be asked to perform, from time to time. So the 80s was a very, very exciting time for me. By that time, I had also gotten the whole. Just before that, I had gotten not a scholarship, but a place to go to art school, and it was while going to art school, I was employed to do auditions at Seawind Beach Resort.
Okay.
And that was how I got to bring to the hotel circuit as a cabaret performer. That was late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
but by the 80s, it was a serious break that helped to propel my career, to a heights that I didn't even expect,
But I'm sure that certainly it spurred all the experiences that you've had as such a great vocalist. A lot of people, when they talk about A.J. Brown, they remember you being called affectionately Boots Brown, and a lot of us wonder, how did that come about? What is this Boots Brown thing? But before you answer that, stay with me.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, my interview this evening with A.J. Boots Brown, live from Jamaica. AJ, Get Up Chant. We remember this one so well. so well.
Back memories because of the fact that this was my first. This was one of my first recordings, my first reggae song. It was produced by the great Peter Ashburn, original produce, and it was written by one of my fellow Cornwallians who we were in band together. His name is Philip Richards. So Dave Richards. So it's a song that has helped to establish me as an entertainer, and it's time to big up our Cornwallians, especially in the New York area, New York chapter. Yeah, big up and inviting you all to come to the Shaggy Show in a couple of days at King's Theatre in Brooklyn. But basically, the song is self-explanatory. It's message music, and me and Dave wrote that song. Well, he wrote the song and I executed it. Right now, Barry G is still using that in his program.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. It's amazing. If you're joining me for the first time, I'd like to say welcome, everyone. Those of you who are joining me for the first time, if you're not, well, you're certainly in for a treat this evening, because I'm speaking to the dynamic Montegonian himself, A.J. Brown. A.J., there is a Facebook friend of mine, Claude Wilson, and he says he's listening to you live from Mandeville, Jamaica. Hail up, A.J. That's the note he sent. So I had to pass that on.
Yeah, man, Claude Virgin, he's into media, and he follows musical. He's a music enthusiast, and it's always a pleasure, connecting and just vibing with Claude from time to time.
Yes.
So big up, Claude.
Of course,
Respect.
big up, Claude. Ladies and gentlemen, live in New York, on air with me, live from Jamaica, AJ Bruce Brown himself. So let's talk some more, AJ. Let's talk a little more. You have collaborated, you have performed on great stages with great people, both locally and around the world. And you are a prolific songwriter, and you continue to add your growing collection of, recorded albums. And a few of which I would like you to mention, because there are people who have not been in touch with you here in New York. So I want you to just remind them that you are just always the consummate vocalist, and nobody can take that away from you.
Well, I have at least seven or eight albums. They range from classical to folk songs. The first album is called Love People. Song an album that I executive produced with producers like Ibu Cooper from Third World, Jeffrey Chung, Willie Lindo. I got help from Bob Andy, some of his songs, and most of my songs are originals on it. And so it was a good experience as a first album. The song "Love People" became a hit, and it is still in a movie called Club Paradise, which was a cover of the song was done by a group called Blue Rhythm Band, and so they covered it and it was put in the movie. So that's the first album. Then after that, there is We Like Jamaica, another folks, a collection of Jamaican, songs, Jamaica Farewell, and Island in the Sun, and Yellow Bird, and Big Bamboo, and and No We Like Jamaica is my original that I wrote on the album, and it was picked up by a travel site. They used it to as a theme for a couple of their programs. Then there's then when I went to there's an album called Rhyme or Reason, which is an album that a collection of songs written and produced by Peter Ashburn. And out of that came When You Love, one of the biggest hits.
Yes.
All Fall Down, which is in the movie The Howling, 3. And then there is then I went to Las Vegas, did an album over there called Fancy. A mixture of original songs, some Bob Marley, some Peter Tosh. Then I came back to Jamaica and did an album called AJ Brown 5. And that is my friend No Diggity.
Yes, all of those.
Holy Powder tunes.
Yes.
Then there's the album called For All Kind of People, which is commemoration of the 50th anniversary of Jamaica's independence. And on that, All Kind of People, big hit, produced by Barry O'Hare. And then there's the classical album, which is a collection of songs that I sang and recorded for producer called Daphne Chinloy and G. Raymond Chang, who passed on, rest his soul.
Yes.
And but from that came You Raise Me Up and Time to Say Goodbye, and I tell you, them tune there, you know, I cannot go on stage these days and not do those songs, you know. So for people who know me singing them songs, there, you know, they're like gems, you know.
But
so
you know, may I ask?
And there's numerous singles after that.
Oh, of course. But may I ask? You came into Las Vegas here in the U.S. So why did you return to Jamaica?
Well, let's see. When I went to Vegas, I was invited by the CEO of the Mirage, the Golden Nugget, Treasure Island, Mr. Steve Wood. At the time, he was building the Mirage, and he invited me up to be part of the Mirage family, and I stayed there for 7 years. The arrangement was he would pay my accommodation and pay my university tuition, which helped to assisted in me achieving a Bachelor of Arts in Art. So I have a Bachelor of Arts as an artist. And so with that, when there was a after 7 years, there was a hostile takeover of the Mirage and other things that Steve had, and unfortunately, I was part of the things that had to be. It became a time for me, which was a transitional time to move on. So I got it. They were changing approaches in Vegas because nowadays the DJs and the chefs, they are the stars now.
Yes.
So they're
yes, we might.
so they're the lounge acts and the performers in the lounges,
becoming obsolete almost.
We're becoming, I wouldn't say obsolete, but just wasn't part of the process going forward.
Okay. So, stay with me, AJ, stay with me. AJ Boots Brown live with me on the RTT Zone this evening on Inside the Zone, Linkage Radio 101.5 FM. I'd like to welcome Touch FM Radio 105.7 in the Bronx. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, I'm having a bit of glitch. So, AJ, I'll be getting to that one because it's one of my favorites. I wanted to hear it live this evening here on the show.
Oh, I wonder which one that is.
Actually, When You Love,
Okay.
Here we go.
I've sat in this old bed before on some other night just like this. The bed's the way it always was, but the way it was is just a fantasy. I'll eat some of my favorite food when I lose myself in a mood. The food sits cold there on a plate while I feed on my memories of you. You've captured me what life can be when you love. I catch the scent of your perfume as it moves sweetly through the room, moving from reality to a place where you are my sufficiency. I laugh at some old joke of yours that did not amuse at the time. The way I'm acting.
This selection is taking us back, AJ, I tell you. You have such a voice, and you know something, I really would like to put you on spot because I know that you are a versatile man. Because I want an a cappella piece, something of your own choosing, of course. You decide before we wrap up this evening. 20 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock, my artist zone, of course. My dream come true, do I say that? AJ Brown is my guest, live from Jamaica. AJ, you notice that we have to be kind of doing a crash course here this evening on behalf of the audience, right? Because if we were really supposed to start delving into your work in its entirety, we would be here for a very long time.
Yeah, this is like just the tip of the iceberg.
The tip of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg. But let's talk a little. Now, one of Jamaica's internationally renowned bands, Third World, they invited you back in October in 2012 to tour the U.S. as guest lead singer. And to the benefit of our audience, William Bunny Ruggs, he was the lead singer of that group for many years, and he made it back in February of 2014.
Yes.
We hear the reviews have been great. Share about this experience with Third World.
Well, that was the first time that I was invited to share stage with them in October of 2012. By the summer of 2013, they called me again, and we have this European tour that we have to go on. Bonnie can't make the long trip, so can you substitute again for us? I say, on, no problem, and that was a very great experience with them, and we did an extensive tour that spanned about 2 weeks, and we did Poland, Germany, Austria, France, Spain, and for me it was Belgium, not Austria. But, it was some great performances in some really big festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Poland was 900,000 people.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. That was a first for me.
Yes.
And so that was experiences that I was just experiencing first with them, and when by the time we came back, roughly about the September, October of 2013, by about November, December, I think Bonnie dropped the bomb on them that he really wasn't
doing well,
wasn't doing too well, and unfortunately by February he passed on. So they said, well, but the position is there if you want it to know. So I said, well, just being able to work with Third World is kind of a dream come true, because I had always respected, the musician of the musicians. They're very professional. They work ethic, and most of all their spirituality. They are very tuned in to the spirituality of the music, and I was glad to be a part of that, and to be part of an organization that knows what they're about, picks their performances and their events carefully, and prays before they go on stage. It's like, wow,
yes.
It's like a great experience to be part of.
All right. 25 minutes after the hour, 7 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be wrapping up in seconds. AJ, I'd like you to drop an a cappella piece for me, something that can just thrill me and the audience and just send us home feeling good about ourselves.
You want classical? You want reggae? You want what do you want?
Well, give me some reggae now. You know us already. So have you.
Okay. All right. Well, I could say something like, a nation without any history is like a tree without roots. That kind of tree can never bear no fruit. No. Before you dance abroad, you've got to learn to dance a yard. Self-empowerment don't even cost a cent. Hey, just some little words of wisdom. Oh well, to lead your minds to freedom, freedom expression. Yeah. Just some little words of wisdom. Hey.
Oh, Lord, got that. Words of wisdom. And I know you asked a request of me. And so I want to fulfill that request. I have your track lined up here for a very, very special person. You want to do that right now?
Yes, I wanna send this one out to my daughter, Anya J. Sophia Brown. She is she's living in Queens, New York with her mother, and doing very well at school, and LaGuardia school for the gifted. Trust me. This one's for you. I'll see you in a couple of days at King's Theatre, Anya J. Okay? Daddy loves you.
All right.
So on to you.
Could not have said it better. AJ Brown, it has been my pleasure. I know the audience would have wanted so much more of you, but you know what? We will be doing this again. I'm absolutely certain, because there are some missing pieces that we need to fill in to complete the puzzle, correct?
Without a doubt.
And you're live with me from Jamaica. You want to say your closing sentences right now?
Yes, just want to big up all Jamaicans listening to this program. You don't know, we are on a journey, and to big up our country and make sure that our best foot is kept forward all the time. So just tune in and be inspired to be all you can be in a positive way.
There you go. Thank you so much, AJ.
Of an angel, everybody can tell that I believe in love. I believe in you. Oh, I believe in love. I believe in you. Now that you're here to stay. Every day, the lovely day, I see myself in you, your mama too. There's so much of her in you. I see the promise of tomorrow shining in your eyes. Yours is the spirit of dreams. Your spirit will never die. Whoa, I believe in love. I believe in you. Oh, I believe in princess of my world. Never ever lose your spirit. Never ever lose your soul. Baby, keep your eyes on the prize and keep your focus on your goals. I pray for my father's blessing, protection for you as you grow. My unconditional love is to let you know that I believe in love. I believe in you, baby. I believe in love, and I believe in you.
I know we wanted so much more of A.J. Boots Brown, but guess what? There will be part 2. A man with a wealth of knowledge, experience. I tell a half an hour. It was so nice to hear him, because I had to tell him that there are people here who they are not really, some of them, there's some people who, you know, they're not as in tune as a lot of people are. And so I told him, you know, you need to just call and let's talk. And here it is. It unfolded. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Linkage Radio 101.5 FM and Touch FM Radio 105.7 in the Bronx. My name is Lady D. How are you? We are about to, of course, change the pace in a few. Dr. Montegonian will be calling. This evening we'll be talking about uterine prolapse. Prep yourselves. Prep yourselves, because I tell you, Dr. Martin has a wealth of knowledge and information, and I need to get as much as I can out of her. Dr. Martin? Dr. Martin? Dr. Martin?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you?
I'm fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're live, you're fine. Everyone can hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you very well.
All right. How are you today?
I was fine, thank you. I was listening to your guest for the last few minutes.